One clap here. All right, 4 claps.
Okay, no, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Close
Hold
enough.
on. Let's not look at each other.
Yep.
Let's just see. So we don't know what to call this thing yet.
No.
Here we are, though.
That's right. Hey,
Feel
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Theo Von said that for sure.
Yeah. We don't know what's gonna be called. We don't know what's gonna be about.
Yeah. Don't really know who we're gonna have on.
But
not sure. They're definitely not gonna have 40,000 followers. That's for sure. But next week we're hoping to get Antonio Brown on, and
yeah, there's something in the works with that.
But yeah, so I am Dylan Onder, and
I am Lucas Wright, your co-host.
So we've known each other pretty much our entire lives. We're from the Metro Detroit area, both sports photographers, videographers, media people. So that'll be a lot of the topics that we go over some of the time, just a little bit of what we're doing and the projects we're working on. But other than that, we're just going to focus on just our lives and I don't know, whatever we think we want to talk about, we're going to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, there's no railroad track lane that we're trying to stay in. We're just talking about things we like, and we want to get other creatives on here.
Yeah.
Me and Dylan both think of ourselves as different creatives. Not so much a master of one, but kind of a little bit of everything, dabble with a little bit of everything. So, I mean, different creatives, different people who like to build stuff, DIYers, people who make music, artists, all that stuff. We just want to get on here and talk with other people. Real spit.
Yeah.
Real spit.
And I just don't want to worry about paying my mortgage anymore. I want to talk about stuff that's not bills. So
exactly. It's an hour getaway from life.
Yeah. So it took us about 30 minutes to set this all up. It was our house my house in Wyandotte. Upstairs, turned it into a studio, and now it's a podcast room. So
yes, hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to use these things, but I don't know. What do you want to get on, man? I don't know.
Shoot. Well,
I saw this. I'll tell you what. I saw this cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
We went to so we live by this place called Captain's, and there's this kid named Raul, and he goes there with like a disposable camera. And I just he took pictures of us like a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know when I was gonna see them or how I was gonna see them. And then I saw on Instagram that he.
I was gonna say I seen that on your story today.
Yeah, that he posted the photo. Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm like, that's a real cool way to I mean, it's 2022, right? So
is it like a like an old school, just like a little yellow disposable camera, or
it's
is it
like the
a
one that you buy at like CVS, like the green ones?
Yeah,
it's got like the paper on top of it.
So I wonder how does he like print them and scan them?
I don't know, but I think
he gets them to digital copy.
I think CVS does stuff like that, where like
you can get digital copies now.
They I don't know if they give you a flash drive, but I think they email it to you.
Really?
So it's like a link, and then you click on it. But I could be wrong. We're gonna have to get Raul on
learn
here,
something new.
No, seriously, they're pretty. I don't know. I thought that was a cool thing to do. We live in 2022, so we're all on our phones and we're all kind of living in the digital world. So it's cool to see somebody capture it in the moment, and you don't get to see it right away. You kind of
that's something that I feel like this generation as a whole is missing out on. Like I try to always tell people, save your photos. Even saving them though to your cloud and putting them on your computer. You almost never go back and look at them, right? So it's like. Me, I can't speak for you, but as a kid, I remember like some of the most exciting times were like me and my family. We used to, on our back landing, I grew up in a little 3-bedroom bungalow, and on our back landing we had like a broom closet.
Yeah.
And in that broom closet, we used to hang a grocery bag full of disposable cameras.
Yeah.
And on a family night, whenever like we would have game night or something, we'd go and we'd just pick 2 random out the bag, and we'd go and get them disposed. And then as we were playing our games, would go through the photos. So it was always just like a random draw out the bag. And I feel like we don't have that anymore.
No, that's advanced.
Oh, yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool and really fun. It's actually a tradition I would like to continue, but you never think to go and buy a
I've known you for a long time, and I've never heard that. That's really cool. Right now we have that bag, but we just put more bags to clean up dog shit.
Yeah,
but,
it's just
it'd be a lot cooler if it was disposable cameras.
Right.
That's cool, though. But, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to... Man, you get so caught up these days, right? It's just so digital, and you're just on your phone all the time scrolling, whether it's social media or whether you're just trying to like find a job or anything. Just like everything's digital. You're driving, you see somebody on your phone.
It's a now.
Yeah.
We live in a I want it now world.
Which is cool. I'd like to find that medium where I can like still use social networks and still use digital media, but I'm not so in the matrix.
It's definitely about balance.
Yeah.
Like I think, especially for you and me, with so much of our career being on social media, that's how we book clients. It's how we, people see our work. It's all word of mouth and people seeing our stuff. But there's days where it's just like, I just want to delete my social media. Like, I'm sick of it. I'd probably live a happier life if I wasn't on it.
Yeah.
But like, you really got to find that happy medium where you can still use it to your advantage and don't let it, affect you in a negative way as much.
I haven't got to the point where I like set the screen time where like it cancels your phone, but it does update me sometimes on what I'm using too much.
See, I did that, and shout out Phil Barb for that.
Yeah, I
was talking with Phil one time, and he told me about the screen time thing, and I said, he's like, set your Instagram screen time to 1 hour a day. So I did that, and sometimes on my lazy days, I'll wake up in bed and I'll just get on my phone, and then it'll be like, you hit your 1 hour screen time. I'm not out of bed yet. I have already hit my screen time.
Phil, you're a better man than me.
Definitely.
We're all good men, but
what do you think Phil's doing right now? Push-ups?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Decline chest for sure.
Yep. Decline chest, walking down beautiful Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Making a video.
Doing some selfies, man.
Right. We gotta get Phil on here, man.
Coiffed hair for sure. Yeah, definitely gotta get Phil on here. And sometimes we are gonna have some pretty interesting guests sometimes, and I think it's cool that it's a little bit more low key, and this is like an upstairs bedroom type of podcast where like we're just doing it. I can't believe we're at this point right now, but here we are. But yeah, it'd be cool to just get people that aren't so well known that like are people that are gonna be well known.
Definitely.
And, like this is kind of like super organic. We don't even know what it's gonna be called, but it's gonna be called something cool. We're gonna put shit right here and shit right here.
Right.
Boom.
It's gonna pop up.
Big clouds and fire.
Yeah, and you said it, organic. That's something that we talked about. Me and Dylan, while we're talking about wanting to do this podcast, I've talked about forever wanting to do one, and then at the beginning of the new year we got together and we kind of made a list of goals and things we want to do this year and stuff like that. And one of the things was start a podcast, and we were just like, you just got to do it.
Yeah,
it's something that you can try to do perfectly, and it's not going to be perfect the first time. No. It's not going to be perfect the second time. It's not going to be perfect the 10th time. But I really want to see over the course of a year, and say we meet up again, whether it's quarterly or next year, and we look back and we're like, maybe we did 2 and we just stopped, but at least we started. And that's what we really want to do, is just start this and see where it leads and watch it grow organically.
Yeah.
And
I mean, these are like they're stained chairs that we have from my parents.
The same. If you come through, don't think you're getting the studio experience.
Yeah, but shout out to these chairs, man. These have seen some epic parties.
They've seen some things.
Yeah, they've definitely seen some things. But yeah, I mean, man, life's been crazy lately, though.
Let me ask you, when you think of this podcast, we haven't even talked that much on it. We originally talked about jotting down some ideas and some talking points, and then finally we said we're just going to wing it. We haven't even talked about it at all, but what are some things that you can see this podcast talking about, and some people you can see it reaching in the future?
Yeah, I definitely think we can have a diverse audience for sure, and bring different people on here that can, just talk about different topics. But I think one thing is just like getting older, man. We're at that point. We're 27, 28, so like they're getting serious for us. So I think like maybe talking about like the growing pains a little bit, and like what it's been like going through. I mean, we're a product of the 90s, right? So like we've been in that era where
shout out those 90s babies.
Yup, shout out the 90s babies. But yeah, I mean, we've just seen so many different things, and we've seen this digital age come. So it's like it'd be cool to just talk about topics like that, how people perceive that, and what they think about it. I think we can talk just like sports shit too, like guys being guys, men talking about men,
just doing dude stuff.
Yeah, just doing dude stuff. So,
but then we can also get into the real stuff too. Yeah. So I think I think a lot of it will depend on who's on at that time, but some of it's just going to be conversation that I don't think we have enough of these days, because as we were talking about, the social media age and the digital age and all that stuff, how often do people get around and have these conversations? Not enough. I, for one, can say for me, not enough, when, we'll be hanging out with our significant others, and we'll be sitting around drinking a beer and talking, but that doesn't happen nearly enough either. So I think this is just another opportunity to learn and grow from someone else and take a walk in their shoes and just real spit.
Man, well, just remember like back in the day when like, so this is how I grew up. Like I literally come out of the door, like I'd either call them on my like home phone, like friends, and I'd like see if they're home, or I would just like go out, grab my bike, and just go to somebody's house, and we would just hang out, man. And just like it wouldn't be about what we were doing, it was just about like us hanging out,
Doing
like
it.
just doing it. So like getting back to those times, I think this could really help like us just like kind of center in on like what it was to be like a kid and to just meet up and talk about stuff. Like it's not about meetings, and it's not about like going to the bar, and it's not about like partying out. It's kind of like, I don't know, man.
What makes you happy?
Yeah, what makes you happy?
Makes you happy?
Hanging out with people, doing this. This is cool. Getting people that don't have a voice to come on and have a voice sometimes too.
Giving someone that platform to just talk, and whether this
give us that platform,
whether that's 10 listens or 100,000 listens, whatever ends up being, it's something, and we're gonna put it out there into the universe, and we're gonna watch it grow and see what it does.
I'll tell you, one person I want to get on here is Chucky Wright. I gotta have Chucky Wright on here, man. Shout out Chucky Wright, man. Dude just got on Joe Rogan.
Yes.
He's a, what is it? He's a paraglider, or he's a paramotor.
He's a everything, man.
This guy's nuts, man.
Chucky Wright, and I had got with him actually before. He moved out to Florida recently to sell private jet planes.
Jet planes, man.
Which is crazy. Just did that on a limb, which is, kudos to him. More power to you.
Jack of all trades for sure. A Chuck of all trades.
A Chuck of all trades. That's a good name for him, because he really is, man. This guy, I wanted to shoot a documentary with him before he moved over the spring, and maybe it'll come to
fruition.
Yeah, fruition. But he just does so much. I don't know what to call him. I guess you just call him an athlete.
Yeah.
But he just
extreme
does
athlete for sure.
Extreme athlete. He
extreme
just does
sports,
the craziest things. He rides jet skis, and he fixes jet skis, and builds boats, and builds car engines, and he rides dirt bikes. And the craziest thing right now, he's doing the paramotoring. And that thing, man, it's insane.
This dude basically just has like a jetpack on him. It's basically like a motor on your back, and it's a parachute.
Big fucking fan.
Yeah, and this guy like literally he went up 17,000 feet, which is like you can't breathe up there. It's like pretty significant. So this guy, I thought we were athletes, and I thought we were extreme. Like we've always done crazy stuff, but he kind of makes us look a little lame in that sense.
And the craziest part is he doesn't even consider himself a bodybuilder either, but he kind of has that bodybuilder build. Dude can lift some weight,
tank,
but then he's still, the stuff he can do with the size of his body is insane. Whether it's backflipping or he scuba dive or he deep
sea dive,
or what's it, free diving?
Free dives.
No, nothing. Just goes down. He'll be chilling down there for like up to 2 minutes. It's insane.
I feel like even more too. Like I feel like he got even better with it.
He's just insane. Shout out Chuck of all trades.
Yeah, Chuck of all trades.
He will definitely be one on here once he gets back in town. Him.
And then like obviously our Rouge family. Shout out to our Rouge family.
Yes. Them Panthers.
Yeah, definitely done a lot for me, especially when you brought me in. So love to get probably Coach Parker or somebody like that. Maybe Coleman.
Yep, we got CP, Coleman. DC up here.
Some people, just a diverse group of people, man. People that have just been through a lot of experience, whether it's sports, it's running a school district, like people that know a lot more about life than us. So
life.
Exactly. I think that's a lot about what we're going to talk about. We've always been into those conversations and trying to find what we truly love. Back in 2015, me, Luke, and our buddy JJ, younger buddy of ours, we actually moved to Arizona. So we kind of just packed up our stuff. We had like rent saved for 1 month, and we kind of just dipped and lived on our own for a while. So we've always kind of been about taking risks and seeing if it's going to pay off, and to just try to do something different,
Definitely. And one of the craziest things is talking on that Arizona point.
Yeah.
It's so insane, and it brings me another point I'll bring up in a minute about just having to do it. But I remember we met up, and I want to say it was March or April. And we said, hey, we're thinking, let's move to Arizona. Let's do this. So we kind of met up, and then we made the rule, and talking to Phil Barb again. Shout out Phil Barb.
Shout out Phil Barb.
Probably going to hear him a lot on here.
Yeah, shout out Chris Phelps too.
Yep. great men, great guys.
Yep. Mentors.
Yes. Definitely. When I look back, getting off subject here, when I look back, and anyone ever asked me about, did you have a mentor growing up? The closest thing to it is going to be Philip Barb. Yes.
Philip Andrew.
Yes, Philip Andrew.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said, because he moved out to LA, and long story short, no one thought he would stay out there, and he's been out there like 13 plus years now, just crushing it.
Yep.
So I reached out to him, and I was like, how do we do this? How do we just move? And he said, you got to set a date, and you just got to go.
Yeah.
You set a date. You set a few things that you need to have by then, and you either go or you're not going.
I remember we were in your parents' like front room, and I remember we were like, I believe it was, and I remember we looked at like the apartments, but I remember making the call because you guys used to make fun of me because I called them and I tried to have a deeper voice when I talked to the lady, man. And I don't know why that sticks in my head, but I really was trying to have a deeper voice. I was like, hey, you got any apartments available? Because like, dude, I just got out of college. Like I had just dropped out and like just left. So like, I don't know who I was trying to prove myself to, but
I forget the extent of that conversation, but I do remember that like. Yeah. Wait, Dylan, you gotta like make the deeper voices, and then when we get there, you're gonna come walking in there and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
But that was a really cool experience. I think we'll talk about that too a lot as well. I mean, we met a lot of people and did a lot of cool things, and right now it just seems that like it didn't happen just because of COVID and everything. It just feels like that part of life was a movie.
It does seem like it was. I mean, we were only there 1 year, and it was an amazing year, but sometimes I do feel like that wasn't my life. Like that was just like
that was another movie. A book. Yeah, for sure.
That's really what it was. And yeah, we picked our date. We said we're each gonna have 2 months rent saved by that date. Yep. That way we have a little bit of time to find a job. And it was 2 weeks before our date. We found the apartment that we wanted to stay in.
Yeah, shout out Morningside Apartments, man.
Apartments. What was
East Via Linda.
Yeah, what was the apartment?
I got a picture of it.
136.
I just took a selfie.
126, I think. Something like that.
I didn't age well, though. My selfies used to look a lot better back then.
So we, it was 2 weeks before move out date. And then we just looked at each other. We're doing it. We're doing it.
You're doing it.
And 2 weeks later, we filled our cars as high as we could, and we made the trip and
dipped out.
Great decision.
Yeah, awesome.
Taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah.
I was 21 at the time, so I was coming, into myself as a whole anyways, as a young adult. And being there,
that's crazy.
It was insane. And it's talking about how like I don't remember. It's almost even more crazier. I feel like my 23s I almost don't remember.
Oh yeah,
22, 23.
No, I agree.
That year,
coming back from.
We met like really before I started dating my fiance.
Yeah.
I try to think about what the hell I did, and I can't even think about it half the time. Once I got home.
He was inebriated most of the time, people. But yeah, no, that 2000, it was the end of 2016 when we left there and when we came back. So like that 2017 year, we met our girlfriends. Our girlfriends are friends too. So like a lot of our friends are dating friends. We got a whole new circle now, and it's I don't know. It's just been we're growing up, man. We both bought houses. We both have animals. Like we're it's from where we were 5 years ago and where we're at right now. It's like completely
definitely
180.
It's changed a lot. We've grown a lot. And it's crazy that when you look back,
still short though. Still short as shit.
Some of us grew. Yeah. Some of us didn't.
I grew outwards, baby.
But yeah, it's crazy that you don't realize while you're going through life the progress you make until you look back on it.
Yeah.
And then you realize, and we've had this conversation before that, I'm doing things now that the younger me wouldn't dream or imagine that I'd ever be doing. But right now it's become part of my everyday life.
Yeah.
And even as far as just like running our production companies to charging things I'd never thought I'd ever make.
Yeah.
I used to charge $200 a video, and now it's like,
we're up there, man. We're getting money.
Yep. It's just small things like that you don't realize.
Yeah, but we don't get to keep the money, man. We pay a lot of more bills now.
What I'm saying.
A lot more
money, more problems, and the more you need of it. So sometimes it's nice to step back and just take a deep breath. Like, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Because I'm here where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I've already grown to this point, and all you gotta do is continue to apply the pressure.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, man. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out our people, man. I know it seems like we've been name dropping the same names, but this is the first time we're really like truly being a little bit vulnerable and putting ourselves out there for more
Most
people.
Definitely. And I think that was a big
yeah.
talking, like I said at the beginning of the year, that was a big part of our goals was to be more vulnerable.
Yeah,
and
man.
I don't think.
Shout out my girl.
Yeah, shout out my girl.
Love you, baby.
I love you. Yeah.
We still going to Put in Bay for his bachelor party though.
God, that's gonna be fun.
Shout out Put in Bay, baby.
Shout out Put in Bay, my baby.
Never been, but I've heard. That's a good. Never been, but heard. That's
never
a good
been, but heard.
Never
been, but heard.
That's good.
Yeah, I think being vulnerable is one of the best ways to continue to grow and learn. And so I think that if we put ourselves in more vulnerable positions, that's the best way to grow and learn. I mean, and we're going to do stuff wrong. We're going to do stuff right.
Yeah. I mean, we've said a lot of dumb shit, done a lot of dumb shit, man. We were kids, thinking we knew everything. I mean, we started doing social media right when social media was like becoming a thing too. So like we didn't have all the answers. And I said a lot of dumb shit on there, like a lot of tweets that I shouldn't have sent, a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, you know, just like now I look back and I'm in my professional career and I'm like, yeah, my mom was a little bit right. You know what I mean? She wasn't right about the tattoos, but she was right about
right about something.
Yeah, about something. So like now that I'm older, that's another thing that I look back. I thought I was so smart back then, man. Definitely. Like I thought I just knew everything and like I was so naive, man. I didn't know jack shit.
Being
I still don't know jack shit.
Being a middle school teacher though, it's not just you. That's all children in their teenage years just think they know everything.
Yeah.
And I tell my students, I was in your shoes not that long ago, man. You ain't getting over on me.
Nope.
I know exactly what you're up to. I've been there. I've done it. But yeah, it's a lot of things like you said. What you talk about before you said your mom was right about. I was thinking about the digital age, how you said, you know, we got into social media right as it was coming out.
Yeah.
And
now you put me on the spot because I can't remember anything. Yeah, coming to the digital age. Yeah, man.
I think that's another thing that those 90 babies, man. Shout out to 90 babies.
Yeah,
we're extremely lucky that we're right in the middle.
Yep.
You know, millennials as a whole. You know, we can group in millennials. We grew up with that normal childhood. We rode the bikes. You know, we had the home phone calls. You had to be on before the street lights are on, you know. And then right as we're hitting, you know, middle school, high school, college, right in that time, social media is coming out.
Booming.
At the most perfect time ever, it almost seems. Like right as you're we weren't mature enough.
No.
But right as you think you're mature enough.
Still not.
Yeah. But we're never at like a...
Hey, shut up over there.
We were never in
it's a GoPro going out.
Right. We were never in a position where we were too young with social media. You know, a lot of kids nowadays, like children, get on social media and, like you said, they do the stupidest things. And once it's out on the internet, man, it's out there
for sure.
So,
worst thing I did was Google boobs, honestly. But like, back then, prior to that, I mean, you were finding Playboys in your dad's bathroom. So like,
right, exactly.
Like we didn't have that time to like do that because social media is so like explicit now. Yes. Just like we knew about stuff, but it was from my older brother. It wasn't from social media.
Social media and the fact that even having an iPhone at the touch of your hand, you can Google anything. Or look up anything on social media that you really couldn't as a kid. Like I remember my dad always tells a story about when growing up, he had internet in his kid. He had the dial up. You had to plug it in, unplug the house phone, plug in the internet, and everything just started loading one row at a time of pixels. And he said he'd be looking up boobs or something, and all of a sudden it'd be her body, your chest. Like, I think I see.
It's coming. That's funny, man.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, shout out to our dads too, man. We got some good dads, and I think that's another thing too on how I think we got to where we are too. Is I don't know. We had good people telling us what to do, and good people in our corner.
Both our moms and dads.
Yeah.
And
but we don't come from money either. We don't. Neither of us. Like my dad was a teacher. My mom was a house mom, but she also did like administrative stuff. But, I mean, we were very like lower middle class, man.
And I mean, we lived good lives though.
Yeah, good lives, man. We had food, we had clothes, we had.
My parents always rather have taken trips.
Yeah.
Spend that money on trips than on any materialistic thing, a bigger house, anything like that. So I mean, we didn't live glorious, but we did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Seen a lot of cool places, and I think that's
Yeah.
part of the reason I am the way I am.
Definitely.
And just that travel
We
bug
look
and
like
see
our
different
dads
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah. But no, that's another thing too, man. It's just like the people who raise you, that it changes everything around you, man. So like one little thing could have been different in our lives and where we're at right now. It wouldn't be where
Butterfly
we're at right now.
effect.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes, that trips me out. It's just
Yeah,
like
we've come a
domino
long way,
effect.
man. I think it's great though. I think we're I don't know, I think we're hard on ourselves too. I think we expect a little bit too much out of, ourselves,
Yeah.
and we can get in that mindset where like, you doubt yourself and stuff. But I think we're
Mm.
coming to that age where we've been doing this for so long, like we just know it, you know what I mean? It's just us, and like it's a matter of time before like people know who we are too.
Yeah,
And our story.
Yeah, I think we do put a little too much pressure on ourselves. But I think that could be a good thing. It can be good and bad.
I'm applying to like 400 jobs on LinkedIn as we speak. So
yeah,
putting in the work, baby.
There we go. And you guys speak into the universe, and you shall receive.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I'm a real firm believer on that. If you manifest something, it comes to light. As long as and I've always been kind of torn with this because part of me has always thought, if it's meant for me, it'll come.
Yeah.
But if I want something, I gotta go get it. So you gotta teeter-totter that line to where if it's meant for me, the universe will bring it. Yeah, but if you sit on your fucking ass, the universe ain't bringing nothing. No. You still have to do the work, and then what's meant for you will come. So you gotta find that line of comfort.
You gotta show up, man. And we talk about that a lot. It's just showing up. And back in my earlier days, I just didn't think it was necessary to show up, man. It was just like it was a whatever thing. But now it's like you have people that count on you, and people that rely on you. So like your mindset changes a little bit where like you are showing up because you have to. There's things you just have to do now. We have to pay the mortgage. I have to I have to do my laundry. I have to do the dishes. I have to. It's a lot of just shit on our plate, man.
Yes, and like you said, show up. I have two real brief stories about showing up. It's put me into my career.
Yeah,
just showing up. I filmed one football game because I knew one player that was on the Rouge team. I went. I messaged him. I said, "Hey, yep, Dayron McKinney. Shout out Dayron, freak of nature athlete." I hit him up on Twitter or something. I was like, "Hey man, like you guys are playing your district championship game. Can I come film it?" Well, your coach let me ride the bus with you. So he went. He asked Parker. He said, "Hey CP, can my old," because I coached him in Little League football. That's how I knew him. He said, "Can my old Little League football coach come film our game?" And CP said one thing. He said, "Do you trust him?"
Yeah.
And Dayron said, "Yeah, coach, good guy, trust him." CP said, "All right, the man he is, great guy." He said, "All right, tell him I got a spot for him on the bus." Went, showed up, filmed the game free of charge. I wasn't getting no money. I just wanted to do it. I had a new camera, shot it. The school district, everyone loved it when I put the video out. They said, "Oh man, you got to come back next year and shoot our whole season." Go back to next year, shoot the whole season. They say, "All right, well, that was great. Can you do basketball season?" I was like, "All right, yeah." So we worked out a little contract, shot basketball season.
Went to the state finals that year, man.
Yep. That was a crazy team.
Wild.
And then after that, they're like, "Well, have you ever thought about teaching it?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I mean, not really, but my passion for videography came from an 8th grade media productions class." So I thought long and hard about it, and I said, "You know what? If I can
give back,
if I can plant that seed in someone else, then maybe I would like teaching it." Just watching someone else pick it up and run with it and light that spark inside of them. So now I'm a middle school media productions teacher because I showed up.
Yeah.
It's
my dad's a middle school teacher too, so I get the passion of teaching the kids at that age too. That's a special age right there.
It really is. They're so vulnerable at that age. Everything you tell them, it goes in one ear out the other, or they hold on to it and they clinch it with their fists and they don't let go. So you really do gotta be careful. But like I've learned you plant certain seeds in different kids.
Yeah.
Because you can't put the same thing into every kid, and I think that's what schools tried to do when we were younger. It was everyone learns it this way, and everyone takes all the same classes and this, that, and the other. And I think I've really realized education isn't that way because kids are going to grasp different things.
Yeah.
And that's a big part about learning, who likes who, what interests, that this kid to do that, this kid to do the other. And you take advantage of that. You say, all right, I'm gonna put him over here on this and just see what he does. And I'm gonna take her and I'm gonna put her over here on this and see how she likes it. And it
Yeah.
might be terrible, but you have them do different little things and you see the sparks and then you say, all right, yep,
Yeah.
boom. That's
Hey,
it.
great T-shirt, man. That's amazing.
Thank
And you know what? I never got that feeling until college.
Yeah.
Well, I had good high school. I had a terrible middle school, but I was
Mhm.
just didn't do my work. But like high school is great, but I didn't feel that like sense of individuality until I went to college. Like I just got to leave everything that I knew and
Mhm.
become somebody that I wanted to
Whatever
be.
you want to be.
Not that I was trying to be someone different, but I wanted to be myself. So like
Yes.
I just stopped caring so much, and I wish in middle school someone would have been older Dylan would have been there to tell me, hey man, dude, it's gonna be all good, man. Just be yourself, man.
What we would do if we could go back and tell our younger self
Yeah.
something, right?
And I try to go back and be like my younger self now. Like, man, when I think about like the clothing I wear and the things that I like it all stems back to like when I was a kid, man. And just like trying to feel like a kid again, man, because I just feel like such an adult sometimes, man. It just feels good to like when we're around the football players, man, and we're around them, like it's nice to have that feeling back again, to just be around those people. Not, I don't want to be back there, but it's nice to see people in that stage.
I think that's why a lot of high school coaches and even college coaches and people, A, they love the sport.
Yeah.
B, they love teaching the sport and, you know, molding young men to be better young men.
It's a purpose.
But a lot of it is, it's just being around a team. If you grew up around sports, there's nothing really like it.
Yeah, no.
It's hard to explain. There's nothing you can go do and get that same itch.
Yeah,
you know, that that same exact feeling as being around a team, being around sports.
I mean, you can smell the field, man. You can like the smell of like my hockey gloves, man. My just like everything. Yeah,
every scent and sound has a nostalgic memory tied to it.
It's like watching Harry Potter, man. It's just like watching Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, and we will both contest to this. We both agree Harry Potter is the best series.
Oh, for sure.
Out.
Shout out Harry Potter.
If you don't like Harry Potter, we're gonna put you in the hot seat. You're gonna have to come tell me why you don't, because you just had a lame childhood.
I'm not saying that Lord of the Rings isn't sweet.
No,
I'm just saying that personally, I think Harry Potter
perseveres.
Much cooler, man. But yeah.
I think a lot of it is childhood.
Oh, for sure.
Nostalgic. I remember going to the movie theater and watching everyone when it came out with my family, my cousins, my sister.
Well, and
my sister read all the books.
Bro, like, dude, I got the books right in here. My girl got it for me for Christmas. But like, we don't, I guess like from like the 80s kids to like the 90s kids, I'm like, there was a change, but like there wasn't that significant of a change to like for us. So like now I don't see kids I see them like me, but they're not doing the same things. Like theirs is a little bit different where they're on their phones and they're doing that. So like I think that's why I like to look back at nostalgic things, because it's like I get that again. I can't get that anywhere else because kids aren't like that now.
Definitely not. And you do get you get your old souls, your rare breeds. You know, I will get a kid from time to time where I'm like, that kid would have thrived in 2005
for sure. Yeah. Oh, seriously.
No, it's definitely different, and it's all product of environment, and it's children are sponges. They absorb what they see and what they hear. And Rouge had it was a couple years ago. One of their sayings was, "Children rarely become what they don't see." And that was our big slogan for the year. And it's so true, because if a kid doesn't see good things and wealth and people doing things they're supposed to be doing, they rarely become what they don't see.
They think everything else is that normal way to be.
Like I said, they're sponges. They absorb everything around them, and it slowly chisels away at who they are. And
I wish people would understand that more too. Like, just be more empathetic to the fact that people live and go through different like environments, man. Like, there's just like, it's so easy to jump online, man, and to just comment, right? It's so easy to just think in your way, but it takes a real individual to talk about things and talk about subjects that they don't necessarily agree with. And like, I think that's why we need to have things like this, so we can just like talk about stuff objectively and not talk about things like, we are going to talk about how we feel, but we're also going to talk to people about how they feel.
Yeah. And a lot of it's in the wording. And I think people just use the wrong word sometimes while having a conversation. It's okay to not agree on a topic.
For sure.
I think
regardless of what it is, politics,
anything.
Yeah.
I I think people need to use more of the if words, which is I feel. I feel this, so I'm going to react this way.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be you did I because I feel this way because you did this or this, that, or the other. It's well, I feel, not you feel. And then I think a lot of it also is in terms of responding, and I know we've talked about this before too. People say I know too much.
Yeah.
I know. How about we say you're right? When you're talking to me, instead of saying I know I should be doing this, sometimes just rewording that to you're right.
Yeah. And how you say you're right.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't always got to be I know. It's you're right. You're right. You're right.
Acknowledging and
exactly. Yeah. Listening to understand and not just listening to reply.
Yeah. I understand that,
yes,
man.
Definitely.
But you're right.
Me.
I know, but you're right.
And you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. But no, and something about like having nostalgia and like we grew up listening to our parents' music, right? So like a lot of our parents' music was just like old school stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Just like product of the 70s, 80s, 90s. And my parents are older than yours, but like my dad and your dad
Hondo music was a little different than my dad's music, but
they both love the Beatles.
Yep, both our parents love the Beatles.
And see, that's where you can find that common ground with people that come from different timelines, man.
My dad liked, White Stripes, Led Zeppelin,
a
little bit of the rock and roll, Metallica, all that stuff. I remember listening to that when I was in
my dad's like Simon and Garfunkel, the Beach Boys,
cruising down the street,
Jim Morrison. I mean, we're listening to The Door. I mean, anything really, even like 80s new wave and like just like Pat Benatar, man, and just like good music. And I think a lot of my influence comes from what I listen to. Mm-hmm, and like I get what you were saying earlier, man. Like just like your environment is just everything.
1000%. Yeah, I mean, you are the way you are because of that song you listen driving down the highway with your dad, man. It's just
like we were talking about what were you saying the other day? You were talking about you were on a long drive and we were listening to music, man, and like every time we're driving on a long drive and listening to music, get in your feels, man.
Oh yeah.
I forget what you mentioned. Where were we at? Maybe at the bar or something?
No, I think we were in my living room with our girls. We were just talking.
Yeah, I brought the dog over.
Yeah.
No, we had movie night.
Yep. I was saying I'm not a huge emotional guy. I'll cry from time to time. I'm not afraid of crying.
I cry too, man.
Yeah, no, crying. I think
I cry too
every now and then. It's not like I'm just bawling my fucking eyes all the time, but sometimes, it's mainly when I'm driving by myself.
Yep.
Long car rides,
man.
Or 2-3 hour car rides, and I'm just playing that music, whether it's, I've got. Sometimes gospel music even. I'll put that on, and I will let it cleanse my soul, bro. Man. I'll let it cleanse my soul. I'll let it all out.
I'll be in there like
get myself together before I get out the car, and like, all right, I needed that, and I feel better sometimes for weeks.
Man,
for weeks
let
sometimes when you let it out, it really.
I jam to a lot of music, man. When I'm in like music, when I need to get into that groove. The music is what gets me going, man.
Oh, I can't work out without
headphones. Why, man, like when we make videos and stuff, it like audio just means a lot, man. Like that's what like when you listen to something, that's
everything.
And that's so crazy to like think about people that can't hear, that are deaf, and like it makes you think of like
imagine.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. Yeah, no, audio is everything, especially when it comes to my creative process. I've had people ask me, whether it's Rouge Files or just another client's videos, like, how do you go about editing? How do you go about picking the right song? I will spend sometimes hours before I even touch a single clip trying to find the perfect song.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just got to tell myself, like, all right, dude.
Sometimes I drag it on there and then it syncs up perfect for some reason.
Sometimes that's exactly. Sometimes, like, dude, you just got to pick something and start.
Yeah.
And if it's not good,
and then you edit to the song.
You're wasting too much time here picking out a freaking song. So, yeah, I will find and a lot of times, and I've told you this before, I'll be driving and when I hear a song, I'm instantly thinking future video. I'm like, I can imagine what this would go to, whether it's a Rouge Files or a Rouge Hoops or even just a video of me and my girl or a vlog type song. When I hear a beat, I'll save it to my playlist. I have a playlist called Future Videos.
Just tapping that toe.
Yep. And I'm just like, okay, yep. I can imagine the intro. I can imagine walking down Coolidge to this.
Yeah, it's just CP with his Matrix glasses on, man, and he's just
strapped
in the zone, man.
Yeah. So yeah, no, music is everything in the creative process, and not even just music.
Just my life.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of bands and stuff, man. Like I was just listening to Incubus the other day, man, and it's just like so good, man. Just like that alternative like rock, man, back in the day was just crazy. And I was just listening to them, and like they were doing a live.
Nickelback.
Oh, I like some Nickelback, man. You guys are losers, man.
Yeah,
losers.
Hits. Some hits.
And you know what? You are tapping your toe every single time Nickelback comes on, man.
Whether you think you don't like them or not.
It's like,
stop
dude,
putting on a front.
It's just like Toto Africa, man. Like, come on,
Never
man.
made it as a wise man.
Come on.
Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
Yeah, that's right. Sing it, man. Sing it. But no, I swear, like, I was just listening to some music live back then and just like, dude, soundtrack of my life.
Yes.
Soundtrack of my life. And like Breakfast Club, man, I watched like pop culture movies from the 80s and stuff, and like it's a different time, man. People live differently, and just I think it was just as crazy though. I think there was still a lot of similar stuff, but now most of it's just like digital.
I think it would have been amazing to I was just talking to Ness about this the other day. I think it would have been just absolutely insane to grow up in our parents' era, like the 70s, 80s, or even like the early 90s, before like
you can't scam credit cards.
Yeah, no, just like I just remember being a kid and like say being at your uncle's and someone's just ripping down the street on a fucking dirt bike, popping a wheelie, or burning out the tires. Just like people did whatever the fuck they wanted to do because there was
nobody was seeing it. Nobody was seeing it. Yeah, man.
Got caught if a police officer happened to be coming around the corner, but like even as kids sitting on the porch just doing stupid shit, whatever you wanted to do, and you just knew you didn't really have to pay the consequences fully because it wasn't going to be shared or anything like that. I feel like it was almost
no ring cameras.
Like living in the Wild West.
Yeah, my Wild West back then was like when we were kids, when they didn't have the cameras, was like throwing snowballs or like ding dong ditching or poop dollaring somebody. Like you know what I mean? Though that was like. You could get it now. It's just imagine you're going to like ding dong ditch a house and then they're on their ring camera.
Yeah,
and like they got you. Like I think it's more of a game now. Though. Yeah,
but page. Have you seen these kids?
Man,
who's these kids' parents? Like, man,
there's like user 24.
Yeah,
there's been loud noises. It sounds like lightning.
It's probably lightning. Karen.
Yeah, it's probably lightning, Karen. It's probably lightning. But yeah, some funny stuff.
Definitely.
So we live in Wyandotte, which is south of Detroit. It's like a couple cities away from southwest Detroit. And this is kind of like, it's down rivers, Royal Oak, if anybody's familiar with Michigan, but it's like an up-and-coming city now. It's always been kind of a popular city, but, I mean, it has its history and stuff. But that's where kind of the nightlife is right now. I want to take it to that, like, because they're building a lot in Wyandotte. They're building up. They're building, like, condos with, like, pools in the middle. Like, it's kind of reminds me of, like, the West Coast a little bit. But a lot of bars coming here, and they're redoing Smuggler's Run.
Yep.
So Smuggler's Run is, like, this big, like, boat warehouse on the water on the Detroit River. And they changed it into, it's like Wyandotte's Key West, but
basically
they're redoing it and it's becoming like a club now. So like things in Wyandotte, I think, are gonna start popping in the next couple of years.
Definitely up and coming. It's crazy. Wyandotte. Both of my parents are from Wyandotte, and I went to church in Wyandotte. And I just remember as a kid, Wyandotte is like the only city where you have a church or a bar on every corner.
Yeah,
there's so many bars, so many churches, and a lot of it's that old history. Back in the day, everyone went to church.
Yep.
And then you had all the bars because a lot of people drank. And we're right on the other side of the river is Canada. So even like the prohibition, smuggling, alcohol and stuff like that
was definitely a major city.
For that. So
and then it was also a sundown town, which is like, I mean, you got to acknowledge its terrible history too, which is like, it's crazy.
Definitely.
It's just so much history here. You know what I mean? And just like Detroit in itself is very historic and just like a very unique city. Like there's this bar downtown, it's called Tommy's Bar and Grill, and like I went down there before. We know the owner, and shout out Chris Phelps for this one. But you go down into the cellar, and they have the old like Underground Railroad like
I've seen
dugout
photos
and
of
stuff.
that.
Yeah. So I went down there one time.
Did you?
Chris took us.
Oh, that's cool.
Forgot when it was, but me and Aaron went. But like, it's just crazy because that like Wyandotte is the next big city on the way to Detroit.
Yep.
So when you're thinking about Prohibition, you're thinking about the Underground Railroad.
Yep.
Like, it's a
So it
significant
goes like
city.
Detroit, Delray,
Yep.
River Rouge, Ecorse, Wyandotte.
Yep.
In that order. So yeah, coming down, you got all those cities, and a lot of those other cities too. Ecorse, Rouge, they had that stuff too, as far as back in the day with the prohibition and stuff and smuggling as well. But there's a lot more of the factory blue collar stuff going on that way, and I feel like a lot of people who work there live down here in Wyandotte, just up
definitely.
the street. You know,
a lot of industrial type of businesses here. So I mean, everybody was going to work at the mill from X amount of time to X amount of time, and then hitting the bar. You know what I mean? Like, it was, So that makes sense why we're all at the bar every night. Right. Anyways, so we're the product of our environment.
Yeah, but
my parents weren't like that.
Less lately, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like we've kind of hit that sweet spot where we like to go out and have a good time and go to the bar, but we can also chill with a friend at the house or with our girls or whatever it may be. So
I miss the house parties, man. I miss the house party.
Were fun.
They were great.
House party era was an
classics,
era.
Man. Classics. I've had some. We both had some bangers, man.
Yes. You've thrown some real good ones. Dylan's had some good ones over the years.
Yep.
Hondo
supplied.
Hondo allowed you the space.
My house was so my backyard was a park.
Paris Park.
So a lot of the times everybody would just be in the vicinity anyways, but my house became the house to go hang out if you were in that type of area. And Rico lived by the cul-de-sac on the other side of the park, so it just kind of became this place where everybody hung and just had a good group of people that we could bring together and have some.
Had a very good
some ragers. Yeah, it was nice. It just worked out that way.
Mm-hmm. And you lived down a dead end street, so you didn't get the traffic, and it was definitely a good
My parents
spot.
were pretty cool too about stuff. Let us do what we did. We didn't really get into too much trouble.
Yep.
We did a lot of dumb shit, and we definitely got into some trouble, but didn't really get caught too much.
No, we were pretty good at.
My brother,
our parents were pretty naive, or unless we think they're naive.
Yeah, I think my dad definitely knew a lot of stuff.
Blind eye.
But my brother, he got away with a lot of stuff. Like, I told my parents like a lot of stuff that I was doing and stuff. But my brother, man, that 80 baby, 80, 90 baby, man, like they were good, man.
Yeah,
they used to
most definitely.
They used to get into a lot of stuff, and they wouldn't get as caught as much as us.
So let's steer this another direction. Let me ask you, who are some people you want to get on here? If you hear your name, man,
other than
we'll be reaching out to people. But if you don't hear your name, reach out. If you want to get on here and you just want to real spit it with us, then
real spit it with us.
Reach out, DM us, comment on the video, like the video for us, share the video. Would love to have more people on. So, who's some people you want to get on here?
Man, well, like I said, Chucky Wright. We got to get him here from Florida for sure. Man.
Phil Barr. We've mentioned him 6 times already. It's almost like he's already on the podcast.
Yeah, I know,
man. Phil on here. Yeah, what's up, Phil?
But yeah, I mean, I'd like to just have like some different eccentric people too, man. Just like people that, have a story to tell. I'd love to get like some people that work in like just trades, a lot of like blue collar people. I'd like to maybe get like Zach Cassette, maybe a police officer, so one of our police buddies on here to kind of talk about that, chop it up. It'd be kind of cool to talk to somebody that's like,
I mean, police officers,
just people that are good people.
Right now.
Yeah, maybe Jimmy Vanderay. He's a cop in Rouge. It'd be nice to maybe have him in here. Definitely some. I'd like to get one of the kids from Rouge that's on D1 scholarship.
Most definitely. Have them talk about their story and what Rouge did for them and what CP did for them and all the other coaches. There's so many good men there.
What about you? Who do you think should be on here?
I mean, I agree with all that so far. Chucky for sure. Phil, got to get a couple Rouge players, possibly CP, DC.
Yeah. I like to get some funny people. I think Timmy Roback would be funny.
Yeah.
I need Timmy on here.
Timmy Roback, Chris Thomas.
Yeah.
Chris Thomas is funny. Got to get my guy on here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I think we should just like creatives
I
too.
want to get some other creatives.
Yeah.
Maybe highlight Higgy on here.
Yep.
Shout out Higgy.
Yep, Higgy. I
Killing
do
the scene.
CJ Suyak.
Yep.
I get CJ on here.
Most
He's
definitely.
our goalie in hockey too. But yeah, maybe Lil Nick, man. Let's get Lil Nicky on here.
Lil Nick.
Lil Nick, man.
Lil Nick, cool.
Orjaneski, bro. What you talking about?
Oh,
Lil Nicky,
yeah.
man. We gotta get Lil Nick on
here.
here. The little 5-minute Penguins weather forecast
right.
segment on here.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I don't
But
know.
no, I don't know. Just like some eccentric people. I think it'd be nice to introduce a lot of like people around us and who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, if this thing does catch on, you know, people start to learn who we are around here and like, you know, the things we've gone through. I think a lot of the things that we're gonna be talking about is something that people can relate to.
100%.
I don't know. I think we want to find our own lane though too. You know, we don't want to just have a podcast and be like everybody else. We want to talk about some cool stuff, but you know,
definitely. I think that's why it's so important not to put ourselves in like such a small group or basket. Yeah, and just leave it open to, you know, it can be about 100 different things.
Yeah,
depending on who's on. And
start a community really too, and like you know, have people comment and have people on here, you know, telling us what they want to talk about.
What topics you want to hear.
User friendly, man. Yeah.
Talk exactly. You guys can think of anything or anyone. Comment on it. Send us our way.
It's only gonna get better too. We got this MIDI controller that I want to bring over so I can start doing live noises like do 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 do. Yeah. Shout out Voodoo. Shout out Windsor, Canada, man.
The places that made us.
Yeah. Shout out. Let me do some shout outs.
Let me just say, if you're still listening right now, I want you, because there's probably not many of you.
Yeah, but it's
if
cool.
If you're still listening right now,
it's cool that you're here,
man. Do me
a
favor and drop a comment saying I'm still listening right now, so I know you made it this far. If you made it this far, man, you'll be one of the first people we reach out to. If you just drop a comment saying
I'll Venmo you a quarter too, man.
I'll Venmo you.
That's all I got.
I'll Venmo you $1 right now if you comment I'm still listening. All right.
Yeah. You know what? I'm still listening. That might be a good name. I'm still listening. I don't know. We're gonna have to ponder on that one, but I'm still listening. That's still good. Hey, we gotta see if that's fucking copyrighted.
Yeah, right. We gotta make sure.
I'm still listening. That's good.
I like
that's not bad, man. I was thinking, man. I was like, someone's gonna say some shit, dude.
We're not gonna give it a title. Someone's gonna say some shit in the first episode, listening, and we're gonna know. That's
still listening. It might be on the thing right here one day.
I'm still listening.
I mean, we're pretty much just like winging it, but we have so much like expensive camera equipment. It's kind of sad that we haven't been doing this for the past if we started this 4 years ago, man. 1 year in 1 year.
We're all over the place now.
Hell yeah.
We're overkill for what we're doing right now. But
also,
it's only gonna get better.
I really want to say, rest in peace to Bob Saget.
Yes.
For real.
And Mac Miller. And
he's
Kobe.
a real one. Yup. Man, it's been hard. It's been hard the past couple weeks, man.
Me and you both. Mac.
Yeah, Mackie, man.
That hit home.
It did.
You know, that's speaking of nostalgia and music and all that stuff. That's someone who really, our high school
influenced a lot of
what we did and who we are.
And he was a real one too, man. There wasn't a lot of people like Mac Miller that got accepted into, you know,
definitely
the rap, man. Just like being who he was and came from where he came from, and like he was the one that really like his music was getting better and better and better, man.
Real recognized.
A lot of people our age will say the same thing too. I mean, that was the guy. That whole Rostam Records, the whole Wiz Khalifa area, Juicy J, man, like that was the soundtrack to our senior year, man.
Yeah,
some classics. But yeah, I mean, this is it. This is what we're gonna do. This is our first test at it.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be some good quality shit, man. And I'm hoping to have some good one-liners, man.
Yeah, we gotta get Timmy on here for sure with the one.
I like to say I'm a Walmart Theo Von, but you can't get more Walmart than the actual Theo Von. But yeah, we're gonna be our own type of people and have our own type of comedy on here. And it's gonna get serious. It's gonna get funny. You know.
Most definitely.
Get a little bit weird, but this is our first time. Well, this is at least my first time kind of exposing myself to
being on a podcast.
Yeah, same.
So yeah.
No. Oh, Ryan McMillan. Gotta get Ryan on here, man. Shout out Ryan. Man. I'm sorry for forgetting you, man, but I got it. Dude, like him and his wife, man, they're just like such a power couple too.
They're doers.
Hell yeah, we gotta get them on.
Go-getters. Yeah, we gotta get both of them out here. We'll get a little table talk on.
If you're still listening, we appreciate you being here, and
we appreciate you guys.
5 on that one.
Yes, sir. You guys take it easy.
Yeah. Later, man.